Have you ever had 104.5 degree fever? You are sweating and shivering at the same time. It's so weird. So I go to the hospital, then they hook me up to the IV. Oh man, I could literally feel my temperature dropping. It was like witchcraft. When people get hooked on something at the hospital, it's usually fentanyl. My fix is fluids. Before the nurse hooked me up, she was like, this might hurt a little. That was the exaggeration of the century. I went from barely feeling a thing to finally feeling alive again. And the end of Black Panther was on my TV in my room. I felt invincible. I can take on COVID. I can take on Thanos. I could pee again if you need me to. And then my doctor walked in. Hallelujah. Let me rephrase. My doctor rode in on a Pegasus and just swooped me into his warm embrace. He was built, he had these striking blue eyes, a perfectly placed face mask just to give him an air of mystery. The guy was the total package. He was like, I'm your doctor, and I was like, I'm your boyfriend. I like girls, but the way this man just burst into the room and made eye contact with me, I was like, do I like girls? So now I'm looking at myself in my hospital gown like, oh, if I'd have known you'd be here, I'd have dressed nicer. And then he just pulls out a clipboard, whips around a stool in one fluid motion. Like, he didn't even have a clipboard before. Then he told me he'd be giving me my test results. If I'd known he was going to get my test results, I would have studied. Then he looked me in the eye and says, David, your vitals look great. Damn right my vitals look great. I drink lemon ginger water. Because your vitals are so good, I can't test you for COVID. That's fine, I'll just tell people I have it. We think you have it. I know, I was already gonna tell people. But tell me more about my vitals. And they let me go home, just like that. It was the worst sickness I've ever had, man. It was miserable. But I learned a couple things from it. I got great vitals. Heart's pumping, lungs are breathing, nervous system's nervous. I'm feeling confident. Feeling like I'm gonna lead off a conversation with that. Babe, how you doing? I've been better, but my vitals are crushing it. Filling out a resume, what qualifications do you have for this job? Strong vitals, baby. And then when they ask for a recommendation, I'll just put my doctor down. I'm just like going around showing off pictures of my x-ray, like it's an ultrasound of my first baby. What can I say? I'm a proud dad. Like that dad at parties who won't shut up about the new grill that he got. So we don't care about your grill. 120/80 coming through. You might be an essential worker, but I got strong vitals. Today we're going to talk about bonds, social bonds. Did you know that social bonds aren't just predictive of happiness? They're predictive of achievement and success as well. If you know you have other people who have your back, stressful situations don't seem quite as insurmountable as before. So you find it easier to interpret adversity as a path upward, a path to growth, a path to opportunity, because you have those other people. Social support actually can prevent stress from knocking us down. When you have an interaction with somebody, it doesn't have to be a deep interaction. Like, you don't have to go in and talk about like religion and the meaning of life. Even these brief encounters where you have a high quality interaction makes us more open with one another, gives us a little bit more energy, makes us a little more authentic, a little bit more real around one another, which makes us in turn do better. That's why it's so important to greet people that you cross paths with. Even when you're 6 feet apart, make eye contact with people. I'm making eye contact with you right now. I'm staring directly into your eyes, and they're beautiful. When we make eye contact with somebody, it actually sends a signal to the brain that triggers empathy and rapport. And then we fall in love, and then we have kids. Now, I know it's a little more difficult to have social interactions with people. We're learning to connect with one another over long distances with technology, which is amazing. Initiate conversations and make sure that they're not always task-oriented. Because if you're only talking about work, that's all people are going to associate you with. And you don't want to be known as the guy who only talks about work. If you're a manager, reach out to your people. See how they're doing. Have a personal conversation. Be a human to another human. That's the most important thing that we forget sometimes, especially if it's a conversation between boss and employee. We fit ourselves into those titles rather than, yo, you're a human, I'm a human. I have a family, you have a family. You have problems, I have problems. Who's somebody that you can reach out to right now? Just have a conversation with them. Just shoot the shit, laugh, don't talk about serious things. Having more connections with more people is valuable, but having authentic connection with a smaller group of people is just as, if not more. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, share it with your friends. I'm just trying to bring some happiness into the world, but it seems like there's so much negativity and pessimism we need to be able to take a step back.